Hey everybody, you know me. You know where I am too. This is at my cave in Kavalam, right behind the lighthouse, which is an amazing experience because you can't hear or see anything from civilization besides like the lighthouse, but it doesn't make any noise. And so literally, I mean, I won't tell you about the vision I just had here meditating because I'm about to tell you about the seventh chakra. But I'm thinking to myself that these sounds of these waves is exactly how it sounded 2,000 years ago. I mean, the ocean level was basically the same. All these rocks were here. Nothing's really changed except that lighthouse wasn't here. The exact same sound. I could have been just, you know, some Indian guy 2,000 years ago came over here to the rocks to sit down and relax, and I would be hearing the same thing that that guy would be hearing. Just amazing, amazing thought. The seventh chakra, Sahasrara chakra. So we've gone through the first six, starting at the base: Muladhara, Svadhisthana, Manipura, Anahata, Visuddha, Ajna, third eye. Sahasrara is the 1,000-petaled lotus at the top of the crown. They're all lotuses, depicted as lotus flowers of various colors and with different amounts of petals. And generally it follows the rainbow. When you align your chakra system, it's called the rainbow bridge. And it's the colors of the rainbow, of water through a prism. Or light going through water as if it were a prism. Red, orange, yellow, which is amazing because I'm colorblind, but I can tell these colors if I look at them with a lot of focus. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. But kind of like the light spectrum, when you go beyond violet, ultraviolet, it's still energy, you just don't perceive it with your eyes. So think of the color of the crown chakra not as violet, but as crystal. It's like a crystal color. It's unseen. And if it helps you to think of it as violet, that's cool too. If you see violet auras, those are people that are very much in their spiritual mind, in their belief systems, in their attachments, in their spiritual practices. This is all characteristic of the seventh chakra. Basically, it's your universal identity. You had the Ajna chakra was your archetypal identity, you know, your creative identity, your social identity, on down to the root chakra. You can restudy those videos. The Sahasrara chakra is the universal identity. It's the disillusion of the individual self in the infinitude, in the vast and abstract reality that is universal mind. And when we practice something like meditation, so the seventh chakra is characterized by either the polar opposites of spiritual practices and spiritual attachments, which all attachments are spiritual attachments. You'll soon realize, if you haven't already, that spirit is everywhere, that there's nowhere that spirit is not. It's self-defining. If we're going to say that spirit is over here but not over there, that it's just an organism. That's just a life form. A highly evolved life form is somewhere but not everywhere. Or it's any life form, but if we're associating with spirit, it's probably highly evolved. Could literally be an alien. That's a subject for another talk. The spirit that is source of all spirit. Source of those spirits. Just keep tracing back. Source, source, source is everywhere. And if it's everywhere, that means it's not. There's nowhere that it's not. And if there's nowhere that it's not, that means every thought you have, every action you take is part of that spirit. Every action you don't take but you think of is part of that spirit. That's where intention comes into it. There's an old story of Yogananda who reached his hand up to swat a mosquito, and then he remembered nonviolence. It's a principle of yoga, ahimsa. And I mean, it's a principle of other school, Jainism and Buddhism too. And he stopped, and his teacher said, "Go ahead and swat it." But Yogananda says, "But nonviolence." And he's like, "Yeah, but the violence was in your head. You were already going to swat it. You just stopped your body for sake of some dogma." And so every thought, every belief, everything about you, every cell, every dream, fantasy, memory, even the fake ones, the ones that didn't happen in reality, is part of the divine. And meditation is the dissolution of that which you use to delineate yourself from the infinite in the infinite. You are like a raindrop to the ocean, which still doesn't do it justice. The ocean isn't big enough for the infinite, but you get the idea. A raindrop is you, the ocean is the infinite. Meditation dissolves temporarily the illusion of a boundary. But the boundary is necessary to function in life. See, that's where you get attachment, because there's a kind of bliss, a kind of calm that comes from resting in the Divine Mother or in the Divine Father, however you choose to think of it. Like going home to mom, life's easier. You know, food's made for you, and your bed's right there, and you know, you don't have to worry about the bills so much. You know, maybe they make you pay to stay there, but life's generally easier for most people when they go home to mom and dad. It's like that with meditating. You can avoid all your problems, all the conflicts of life. There are certain questions you can ask yourself to create separation from you, the Purusha, the Atman, the individual self, from the mind. Because the mind is not you. The mind is a tool used by you. And the meditation I'll show you tomorrow will bring you more into tune with what is called the witness, which is the Purusha. And there's many kinds of meditation. I'm scratching the surface, you know. I could do an hour-long presentation on just Sahasrara Chakra, and probably a dozen different kinds of meditations that I could take you all through. All of them come back to their potency is increased if you can associate and identify with the witness. You know, there's visualization meditations. There's meditations that engage all of your gross senses. You know, visualization would be your internal sense of vision. You could stare at something, like in the candle, the Tritaka meditation that I used in the 6th chakra. Definitely, before I go and give you the meditation tomorrow, you should check out, if you haven't already, all of the chakra videos, 1 through 6. And you know, or you could stare at a mandala. There's meditations that you use your sense of hearing, meditations you use your sense of touch, all of your gross senses, taste, meditations that you go walking, meditations that you kind of relax and just be receptive. And then those are kinds of meditations too where you are focusing on something, and there's other meditations where you are focusing on nothing and allowing it all to come to you. In the end, meditation is a yin practice because you are receiving insight. That's yin, to receive. How you get there could be through force of effort, will, like to recite a mantra over and over and over through force of will, insight comes. Or it could be to do yoga sleep, yoga nidra, which is a kind of guided trance that takes you through your body and whatever. All of those are made more potent by the fundamental identifying the witness. And that's what I'll show you tomorrow. So I hope this was helpful. This is 7th chakra, Sahasrara, the 1,000-petaled crystal-colored lotus flower that points down from the crown and drips enlightenment and the nectar of wisdom down through all of the 6 lower chakras. I'm super excited to share with you tomorrow. I hope you all are paying attention. And definitely share this video and subscribe to my channel. All right, peace. Namaste.